Come back to that. I'll start with Tyler's question, obviously. Yeah, I mean, as we stand here right now, Kate took snaps with the ones. We've been letting both guys get some work with the ones. And the good news, I think, is, and I'm happy to report this, there's been ebb and flow throughout the entire camp. This is our fourth week. Probably predictable, although, I wasn't sure what to expect totally, but I think I've commented about, Cade's lack of playing time behind a full offense, playing with 11 guys on the field. And then you think about Brendan coming in here, starting new in June, so a lot to learn. And I guess so there's been some back and forth, some ups and downs, those types of things. But both guys this week have just looked more comfortable, and they've done a lot of good things. And so, today's Thursday. Cade's done a really nice job. I think he's had a really good week, and I think Brendan's done the same thing. So, coincidentally, ironically, however you want to look at it, I was looking at peeked at some tape from a year ago. Summer, don't ask me why. Last week, and it was right after Cade injured his quad in the preseason workout out there, and it was a pretty limited room at that point. So, I mean, the big takeaways were much healthier at that position in terms of game experience, depth, those types of things, and Marco's doing a good job too. So, just like what I see with the quarterback room, how it's shaping up right now. And if we were playing tomorrow, Cade would be 1, Brendan would be 2, Marco would be 3. Yeah, he has, which is good to see, and I think a lot of guys are starting to trickle back in the last 4 or 5 days. So a lot of the camp type injuries are seeming to clear up right now, and nothing significant new wise. LeSean's had a couple good days. He's limited in terms of the volume. He's missed a lot of time, but he made a really nice blitz pickup coincidentally this morning, which allowed us to have a good completion on a play. And so he's been paying attention. He's been doing a good job. Hopefully he'll be good to go. And right now Kamari's the only guy out. He's got hopefully a minor injury with his lower leg, but I think you expect him to be ready to go here on Monday, hopefully. So basically the whole room's doing well. Yep,
I know there's been question marks around the wide receiver group. Some positive things have been said about Jake Gill in particular.
Yeah.
But around the rest of the group, anybody standing out that maybe give you some confidence going into the week?
Yeah, so a couple points there. One specific, one broad. You mentioned Jacob. He's been really just a great addition. And, the portal's an interesting place. We don't live there, full speed. But, we thought he would be a guy that maybe could help our football team. And he's just been a great addition. Really focused, really mature. Just, he's got a veteran presence and really workmanlike the way he goes about what he does, how he practices, how he prepares, everything about him in this building. Really exemplary, and not a loud demeanor, but just shows up every day and really performs. So he's been a really good influence on a very young group. And if you look at us, we don't have a lot of veteran presence in that room. And then second add on there, we've had a couple guys out, Seth and Dayton, young guy, a little bit older, who are getting back into the swing of things. So hopefully that'll help us. But I'm really optimistic about the group. I don't know what's going to look like here the first couple of weeks, but literally, like who's going to be playing or how much, that type of stuff. But I think the potential right now for growth in that room and the potential for that becoming a really productive unit, I think it's there for us, and that's encouraging because things happen at different stages. We're a little bit more veteran in this spot or that spot, and then that's a rumor. I think right now by October we could be seeing some really good things. Hopefully sooner than that, but I think there's a lot of maybe a room for optimism there, and some potential that might become fulfilled.
Wanted to ask you about the offensive line and the defensive line that we talked to in Indianapolis. You said you wanted some more depth developed during camp. Have you seen that? And who are some of the players maybe that you've seen that are going to kind of firm up those groups?
Yeah, for the most part, we have. So you've got your 5 starters on the offensive line. Then you got both Ellsbury and DeYoung, Nick DeYoung and Tower. Both have done a good job, and they're older guys. But pleased with the guys that in the spring you saw as 2s that looked like 3s more than 2s, and right now I think they've really kind of moved forward. So it's been good to see them progress. On the defensive side, probably the people you would imagine. I think Max Llewellyn and Brian Allen are probably heading that, and Jeremiah Pittman are probably the three that are not starters right now. They're the most ahead, and then we're working like crazy to keep developing guys along the way, and got a lot of guys competing that way, doing a good job. Yeah, Keller's been a really nice addition. Really great to have him on our staff, and he's got a great background. Certainly, and he and Tim have spent a lot of time together right now. But yeah, Keller's been a good presence there. He's played the position too, and I think he has a good feel for it. Communicates really well with the guys, and I think he's really respected. And yeah, so he's been a really good addition to our program.
Kirk, Scott, sometimes guys with ACLs kind of unconscious fear of stepping and throwing when they're passing the ball. Can't seem to be that way, at least from
Yep.
my viewpoint. He just wasn't quite doing his fundamentals that he should the other day. Has he improved in that area? And then how has he caught up as far as accuracy goes? Because that's kind of a rough day.
Yeah, no question. And I think I can think of like three specific plays. One on the public scrimmage, but that's probably the best thing that happened that day was he stepped around and actually pulled it down, looked confident. But he's had a couple other moments, since that time that are kind of give you reassurance. I think he's through all that, not thinking about it. Cohen, on the other hand, is like the other end of the spectrum. Like he looks like he's fully healthy out there, and he is. But I mean, it's just funny. Everybody's got a little different approach. But typically, most players go through that. They experience that, and you just kind of have to be patient there. And that was one more thing I think that was making maybe his the flow of his play a little bit tough. The missed team time, you're dealing with an injury, all those kinds of things. But this week he's looked really comfortable and confident, which is great to see.
Kirk, I know you normally don't like doing this, but would you consider using both Cade and Brendan going in, knowing that going into the game?
I mean, yeah, we'll consider anything. The game plan will probably look a little different for either guy, but and you're right. The first statement was correct. We probably rather not do that. It worked okay in '81, but anyway, so you just our preference is to have a 1-2-3. We'll see how that shakes out, but we're going to keep an open mind all season long about our entire football team. We're trying to put the guys out there that give us the best chance, but what I'm encouraged about is just I think we're seeing players look more comfortable, and that's a good thing. It's how it's supposed to go as you go through camp.
John Steffi, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Looking at cornerback opposite of Jamari, if you were playing tomorrow, would TJ be the starter? Kind of, where do you think stand? Phil said earlier.
Yeah, Phil was being pretty cryptic. I did see that on Thursday, right? Or Tuesday, I guess. Okay, 2 days ago. So, yeah, I mean, that could be a jump ball. I mean, we've got a lot of positions right now that are kind of interesting. Good competition. That's healthy. That's good. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. My guess is, in all these cases, I think we're going to see a lot of players play. And I think we'll learn a lot about our football team we have the last 3+ weeks. We'll learn a lot more about them in this next month. And, get the game competition. And, we hit the ground running. So, I mean, we've got to be ready to roll. But it's, the ultimate test is how's a guy react in front of fans and, playing against good competition. And that starts in about 8 days here.
Finish up with two more questions, Chad and then Elliot.
Okay, Chad, nice to go again. Got to see the full fall camp of Tim Lester's, Shanahan's style offense. Obviously a very complicated deal, but where did you see maybe the best signs of improvement or progress, I guess, in this absorption of the offense, and maybe where do you have the longest way to go?
Again, I'm not trying to oversimplify or undersimplify, but it just, if we block well and our quarterbacks play well, we'll have a chance to move the ball and score points, no matter how we do it. But to your point, I think it's really valid. Nomenclature, and again, this is Brendan's challenge walking in here 2 months ago, trying to figure out all the verbiage, the motions, the movements, all that, and the quarterback's got a lot of responsibility there. It's a lot. There's just a lot going on. And every day's been really important for us, and I think that's one thing I'm encouraged about. Normally I'm not very optimistic, I guess I am, but I mean, not in front of you guys, but I stand here right now, like I actually think like things are starting to we're starting to click a little bit. We've pushed past we're in camp mode and seeing some cleaner execution. And, defensively, we got a lot of veteran presence there. Offensively, this is all new, and I think the guys are really – it's starting to click a little bit for them. And, we're going to have some ups and downs when we start playing competitively, but I think we're making progress, and the guys have been, nothing but willing and anxious to learn. most importantly, they're demonstrating that it's starting to resonate a little bit with them.
Hey, Kirk, LA Club Hawkeye Weekend. Talking about the quarterback, Cade and Brendan. If you were to play tomorrow, Cade would start. What has Cade done to maybe separate himself as your starter?
Well, I mean, he's had an unfair advantage over Brennan in this category. I mean, he's established himself as a respected leader on the team. He's been here a couple of years now, and that starts there. And we've got a big group of those guys, and he's certainly in that. And he's doing a good job on the field, and both of them are. I mean, I just want to be fair. And in my way of looking at it, he's a game experienced player in this conference. He's played in tough venues and done well, been very, very successful. But I think it's been a long haul back, and basically he hasn't been healthy for 2 years. So it's just good to see him. Last couple of days he looked more relaxed. He wasn't pressing, trying to force things like that. And I'm no expert on quarterback play, but I know you can't do that stuff. And it's the first time I've seen him, stand there on the field with him where he looked like he was more comfortable and just, maybe a little bit more, feeling better about his whole world, if you will. And it's easy to talk about it, but that's a hard position to play. That's one thing I do know. I'm a dumb line coach, but it's just the hardest position out there. Every snap, people's fates are, he's touching the ball every snap. So it's got a lot going on, and both guys are really doing a good job, as is Marco. Marco is totally invested, really doing a good job as well.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thanks.